wouldn't it? So this is a creature that was chosen by a entity that is unfathomable to be the one that will bring forth more life. So when that creature loves you and allows you to go back into the canal from which you came to express your love in a very certain kind of way, that's why it's so beautiful. That's why it's so beautiful, because you're touching back to where you came from. And here's this creature laying here allowing you to just look within her eyes and let you know, well, here I am. Get it. No,
wait a minute.
Here I am. Get it. No. And I've said that to be as simple as that. Think about that. Yeah. Think about that. When you're making love, now I don't know, I can't speak for anybody, but when it's sometimes you can understand next level. When you're making love that one, all of a sudden your eyes reach. She's saying, get it. You know what I'm saying? Have it. Have me. Have me. That's their, yes. Come into me and let us become, man, that's powerful, man. And sometimes we cheapen it. Yes. We cheapen it because we forget exactly how powerful this thing called sex is. You know what I'm saying? But when you put love on top of that and start to appreciate that creature that's allowing you to come get this energy, this vibration, this thing that she has, and only that she has, and she's willing to give it to you voluntarily. That's she powerful. Says, get it. And then you or us work so hard to, to complete it,
The fact that, when a woman allows you to enter into her, that even afterwards, she's
oh, yeah.
So, it's just imperative for us to understand that whenever she does go into a recall of who we are, what we brought to the table, what we've given her, that it enriches her and allows her to go deeper into who she is as a woman, into her sensuality, into her sexuality, and then it magnifies within her and is given back to us. It's a give and take that if we understand the beauty of it, the
reciprocity.
It'll continue to just go beyond what we as men can even fathom. We can't even really fathom. I mean, I've done a lot of research on this, and I still haven't been able to equate the depth of love that a woman is able to give when she feels safe to love, when she feels free to love, when she feels respected to love.
And you know what? Next level, and let's take it a little deeper too. Once this creature understands.
Okay, you say call us a creature one more time, and it's the woman's station. Some shit finna happen up here.
No, but that's beautiful.
We are not creatures.
See, we all are creatures.
Y'all,
love
you ain't
a
gonna do
beautiful
nothing.
creature.
You know what? I understand the word, the terminology. It's not. It's not a negative terminology.
It's not creatures.
No.
Okay.
Okay, but listen, but that's good for you. Nobody's gonna judge, but you understand what I'm saying.
I understand. I understand.
Well, okay. what you understand? Because V ain't said nothing. They just talking. What you understand, sister? Go ahead.
Okay,
what do I understand?
Well,
one of the things I'm listening to the men talk about what the act of love. But it starts before that act even occurs. It's how are you loving me? How are you protecting me? How are you respecting me? Even before we get to that place where I'm sharing myself with you. And if you're not doing those basic things, you're not getting to that place. And the problem is, I think, in our society is we have a lot of men out there that women are allowing, and that's what we were talking about earlier, respecting the punani, They're now I have to say it right. Respecting it by not just giving it away to somebody who doesn't respect, who doesn't protect, because the very nature and the very role of man is to protect and and honor and take care of the woman. And so I think we have a situation where we're having some gender identity crises where people are not understanding what their roles are.
Earlier, Sabina, is that
you get to talking. I didn't.
First of all, a man needs to understand how to love himself. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't understand how to love yourself, how can you give it to the next person? So if we as men understand the importance of love, then we can understand how to give it and how to make the necessary adjustments for who our significant other is. So it's imperative for us to sit back to, like I said, it goes back to communication, because you have to understand this woman that is in your space and time. You know what I mean? And what we have to do as men to enhance her. And that shouldn't be a task for us. That should be an honor for us, because, when a woman loves us, you can attest to this, Chris, everything is better, man. The food tastes better, the clothes are cleaner, the house is cleaner. I mean,
there's no conflict.
Everything that she does, there's no conflict. Everything that she is a reflection of the love that we give to her. If she, if we're both in the same space and time and we understand the significance of what we're doing for each other and what we're giving to each other.
What I was trying to say, no, it's cool. Yeah, we had to let the lady, but I was getting into myself. But she said punani and blew my mind. Yeah. I just went punani. Yeah, I was, but I was saying and I've thought about this in the past couple of years, how really powerful that woman is. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? On a genetic level, on a creative level, because just imagine, which is unfathomable to us, that at a particular point in time, life ignites in you.
Absolutely.
Right? And so here's this being growing inside of you, feeding off of you, that came from where? And since I had children, I understood that, right? When I had my first child, I was like, wow, at first it was 2, now we got this little thing. Where did it come from, right? Where did it come from? And it came from somewhere. Bet that. We just don't know where. But it is the woman, which is the portal in the womb, that holds it and grows it. Man, we've forgotten. Mm-hmm. We've forgotten how powerful. And I think it's because of the arrogance of men of a while back. If people know their history, there was a time when it was a matriarchic society.
Mm-hmm.
Matriarchal, thank you. Society. When the woman was above all else. Then the man became, and the man was the worker. I mean, Google it, whatever, but, and then started to say, this is wrong, and it changed or whatever. But you can't change and really disrespect that
the natural order of things.
Yes.
Do you know every...
Because my mother is that.
Do you know every dynasty and kingdom in the African kingdom, there was a king, there was a queen, but there was also an elder woman who that king relied on. So she was still really the one that provided the Sophia, what we call the Sophia of God, or the wisdom of God. And she provided that to the king.
Well, you saw it clearly in the movie Shaka Zulu.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Which is one of my favorite movies. That's
yes.
right.
Yes.
That's right.
That's it, man. He was done.
And if you notice,
I can understand that.
And if you notice, even in nature, right? And I talked to V about this a lot, about the reverberation on a genetic level of the vibration that creates. Look at the elephant. Who's the leader? who's the leader of the lion? Really, the lion?
The lioness and the female elephant.
Or the ant.
The queen.
And the animal
the
queen.
Bee.
It's the queen.
Bee. Queen bee.
The queen bee. You know.
System. Inside of her, you know, the ocean is considered a feminine entity as well. You know what I mean? The universe, all of these vast entities that are endless, that bring forth life and that create. If you really study them and look at them, they're really feminine entities, and the only other, because a woman is really the only other human that has been gifted with the ability to create other than God.
That is true.
No, that's right. That's right. That's what I'm trying to say.
And that goes into understanding the power which lies within, and that's what I'm saying. Many of us do not understand that power that we walk in. Really.
Oh, well, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, because it was taken away. You know, it was taken away from you. And again, I think it's from the arrogance of men. You know, and I'm not afraid to say that. You know, yeah, to downgrade that. Yeah, that's his sister. She also.
I think it's also exploited. A lot of women are exploited.
But what happened? But what happened? What happened is that from that arrogance, they knew that they didn't have any power. You can't compete with a being that can create life, and you can't.
That's true.
I mean,
you can
understand
try,
what
but
I'm
it's
saying?
not going to work.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
And the reason that I can't really disrespect a woman very hard, because as I got older, it's like disrespecting my mother.
Right. It is. It is.
She's
and you
a
don't
mother.
have a sister, but you're your mother. Exactly.
Yeah, you know. So I don't understand the young people nowadays, and what the hell?
It's 11 o'clock. It must be. The caller. We have a caller.
And we're growing into love. We're starting to understand the variables of it and how to enhance it with each other. But the way the music is, the way they carry themselves now, there's no recognition of love.